The thing is, we think it's premature because you see these 20-minute porn clips or something. But you mentioned caveman shit. It's not like, think about it. The cavemen were doing the opposite. The cavemen would be getting anxious if they weren't nutting fast enough. So first of all, if you're trying to talk about primal, natural,
That's true.
anti-modern stuff, the caveman, if he doesn't nut within a minute, he's actually in danger. Cavemen would have liked to nut faster. So that's not a good thing in terms of mutual pleasure and everything, but it is just something to bear in mind. It's like, okay, what is the purpose? So the first mindset that helped me with this, because I used to feel the exact same way, the first mindset was one of, I wouldn't say misogyny, but one of like superiority, but not in the superior man kind of way, of just simply,
Okay.
okay, I matter more than her. This isn't my current thinking, but this actually did help, which was just simply, okay, sex should last for as long as I last. Suddenly, all of the thoughts just went away because I literally just said to him, okay, literally, if I last 30 seconds, that's how long the sexual session was supposed to last. That's just what was normal. That's like my caveman ancestors wouldn't think anything different of it. It's supposed to last up until I nut. That's like level like one compared to zero. It's like it's certainly in the right direction. It's better than just constantly overthinking. But it's not the perfect place that we want to get to. If you're only going to make a tiny bit of progress, let it just be this like psychological real like this understanding of thinking like, oh yeah, fuck it, like okay, however long I last is like actually how long our session was supposed to be authentically. Like why am I actually trying to increase? I'm trying to like be someone or act like someone I'm not really, because in that particular moment that was how long I was supposed to last anyway. Over my life, obviously, like I'm a little bit older than you, and like I've had long term partners, so maybe hundreds of times or something. But there's been quite a lot of times now where I choose when to ejaculate. Like I can last for as long as I want, using some of these practices, and it's literally what you're learning. It's nothing like clickbait or special. It's literally just like you get really comfortable, you lose the thought of yourself, you're in a present flow state, you think about yourself and her more than you think about like anxious thoughts. You're actually breathing, you're not tense, you're not anxious or anything. And in those moments, like I can literally choose how long I want to last for. And that's when I realized like, oh shit, like you can actually like this is another level of sex that I previously, 2 or 3 years ago I couldn't really experience like often. It's just up until you start to change your brain and you start to just psychologically just view the whole thing differently. Because right now you're going into it with this thought of like, oh man, I hope I last longer. If you have any of these thoughts, it's gonna be shit. Because what happens to the guy, and I know this from experience. What happens to the guy who says like, "Oh man, I hope my dick gets hard. I hope I don't like I hope I can maintain an erection." What's gonna happen to the guy who's thinking this? I hope I don't lose my boner. The thing is, it's not actually about like what you think. So it's not like oh man, I jinxed it or anything. That's what people think. Like, oh, if you think about losing the boner, that then you'll lose it because you jinxed it. It's not. It's actually just simply that you're just not present. It's not about the thought. It's just simply that you're having thoughts. So it's not the thoughts or the worries that you have, oh, I hope I last longer. Oh, my dick's not big enough. Oh, this and this and this and this particular thing. It's simply just that we're thinking too much when it comes down to lovemaking, which should be the most present that we are. If you're with the right kind of woman, you can kind of say things and express how you're feeling. Like there's been times genuinely where I've stopped having sex and I literally just start like deep breathing and I say to her like, oh, 1 second, like there's like a block in my stomach that I've got to like breathe out or something. And when you're with the right kind of woman, she doesn't find that weird. If anything, like she's like she puts her hand on my stomach and she's helping me breathe into it and everything. When you're with like a hoe or a girl that you don't like and she doesn't like you, that's awkward to do. And it's like you'd look like a chump if you just suddenly stopped and you were like, oh, 1 second, I just need to meditate for a few seconds. You know what I mean? Just it literally just comes down to presence. As soon as you are a bit more present, you'll notice that a lot of the thoughts will go away, and you'll notice that you'll naturally just last longer. And there's particular tips and strategies like tactics I can give you, and everyone's ears will pick up now. Like, oh shit, Hamza's gonna tell us to like the five
No.
tips, the positions and stuff. The issue is, I could sit you down and tell you the best tactics that I've learned over my years of being sexually active, right? I could tell you, but those things don't actually matter. Those tactics are only useful because I'm doing them, because I've got like the experience, the strategy, and the mindset and stuff. It's like telling a beginner the micro improvement to a bench press that like a pure like a top tier bodybuilder needs to know. It's like the beginner doesn't need to know that. He just needs to think, yeah, just fucking lift the bar up. but we need to get him into the
Yeah.
gym consistently first. He needs to know some of the fundamentals. So most guys are on the fundamental stage, and it's literally that of like, yeah, like your mind is fucked up, bro. Like, you know, we've been on fucking TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube and stuff for fucking years. So it's like, and we've seen a lot of porn. So it's, you know, sometimes like it happens to me, maybe it happens to you guys. Sometimes you can't help but like almost think of a porn scene when you're fucking your girl, and you get influenced by it, and you change the position or you change the way you're doing things. It's like, that's not healthy. That's not normal. So it's like, before we get into any tactics and, you know, all this fucking like specific things we can do, we need to just bring our brains back to normality. You know, dopamine detoxing, take a bit of time away from the internet. Certainly just never look at porn again if possible. And, you know, if you do, then take some time away from it and everything.